Hello. So we've gotten to the last part. What is the last thing that you practice on when it comes to rebuttal? So in this particular sense, we believe it's like time management and basically structure of the rebuttal. Now, it is very important to be concise with what you're saying and to be able to cut to the core of the point in this particular sense. You have very limited time. 7 minutes is way too little. Like when you're as a novice, this seems like forever, but like 7 minutes to give a speech, to do 2 arguments, 3 arguments, weighing, framing, everything, and also do rebuttal is very hard. So being able to do something in a short amount of time is like a core skill. Incidentally, by practicing this for rebuttal, you're going to become better time management in other skills. So it's a very cool exercise from our perspective. How do you do this? Again, precondition for this exercise is that you have tracked, you have prioritized, and you have done some mechanization. It doesn't have to be as much. It doesn't have to be as much as the previous exercise that we talked about, an impossible task of 5, 6, 7 reasons, or something like this. It can be a normal rebuttal. However, here is the point. The point is to now demonstrate what you have written and basically do like a speech rebuttal in front of a camera, in front of yourself. It doesn't have to be in front of a camera at all, and basically deliver what you have done. And here we already need to start from some time constraint, right? You're not going to have infinite amount of time to do rebuttal. However, if you're struggling with time management, I do suggest to be more lenient than you would be in the tournament in order to make yourself comfortable, in order to increase the difficulty. Because if the difficulty is too stressful at the beginning, you're going to feel demotivated. You're not going to have a good results in the beginning. So feel free to start from 5 minutes, 6 minutes, but don't go above 7 minutes. That's a bit too much. You're never going to have a speech that is longer than 7 minutes. If you want to do the absolute easiest mode, start from 7 minutes and go your way down. What is then the exercise? So you're going to deliver a speech, not a speech, just rebuttal. You're going to deliver a rebuttal on the speech that you've heard. And then once you finish this, I want you to do it again, but shorten the time, however much time you have, by 1 minute. Obviously, when it comes to lower times, if you start from 2 minutes, lowering it to 1 minute might be too difficult. So if we go into the territory of like 3 minutes and below, you can also do this exercise by shortening it 30 seconds or something like this. But it is a very important way to practice time management. What does it activate? So basically, you will see that in the next speech, you don't even prep it. Like you basically look at the papers one more time, 1 more minute, and then you do it. Then you do a speech in a lower amount of time. You will see how much dead space you can cut off from the speech just by having this constraint of lower amount of time. Obviously, you should not be cutting any major portions, but you would be cutting, unnecessary things. You would be cutting unnecessary explanations, etc., etc. So that's the point. Very cool part as well, if you want to practice this seriously, is to record both of them and then re-listen and just see which portions did you cut. What did you optimize in this particular sense? So you become more aware of how your brain optimizes when it comes to like shortening the amount of time or something like this. This also gives you like a perfect insight of how you want to think about optimizing and how your brain thinks about optimizing in this particular sense. So you do a speech of rebuttal in this particular sense, and then you do it again with a 1 minute break or something in a shorter amount of time. And that shorter amount of time should be, as I said, 1 minute if you're starting very long, like 7. If you're starting from 7, 5 minutes or something, let's shorten it by 1 minute. And if you're starting from 3 and below, you can make it difficult and start from 3 to 2 minutes. But as I said, feel free to do a smaller increments. That's also completely fine from my perspective in this particular sense. Now, one broad tip, usually the most amount of time saved in time management is how you explain somebody else's point. This is where I see the biggest mistakes being made when people are debating, which is that they spend way too long trying to explain to me what somebody else has said, and becoming more concise at this skill and becoming more concise at what other people have said is basically the best time saver that you're going to encounter in this particular sense. However, this exercise is one of the most important exercises that I've done in my debating career. It's a very good exercise to bring you back into shape, especially in the lead up to the majors, etc. So I suggest you try it. Now, again, thank you for listening, and yeah, let's keep practicing.